Today I want to talk about quick hitch connectors. Maybe clear up some confusion on what is used and how it's used. The majority of quick hitches, 3-point quick hitches today, automatically come with the bottom hooks are category 3 and the top hook is category 2. Now there are some quick hitches out there that are strictly category 1, top and bottom, but that's few and far between and they're fairly expensive. So if you're on a budget and you're looking to either add a quick hitch to your tractor or just clear up some confusion on the one you have now. This pin is a Cat 1 pin, 3/4 inch. So let's pretend this is your implement pin sticking out the side, one on each side, that your lower draft arms slide over and you put this pin in here. Now, a quick hitch is automatically not going to fit this Cat 1 pin because, of course, it's category 3. But what you can do is add bushings. Now, there's a couple of different ways, different types of bushings that you can add. You can add them permanently or you can add them temporarily. I just had an implement here that I was testing and I needed to add bushings to it. And I decided this time, instead of going through the process of adding a roll pin, hammering the roll pin in and everything, especially since this implement wasn't going to stay here, it was going to get shipped back to the manufacturer, I came up with a temporary solution that worked out awesome. And it worked out so awesome, I think I'm going to stick with this system in the future because they are quickly removable. You don't have to buy a bunch of them. In the past, if you had a quick hitch that had Cat 3 bottom hooks, you would have to add a bushing like this. Now these are fine if you're going to use it from here on out. Once you put this on there, you don't have to ever worry about it again. This basically slips over the implement pin like this. There's a roll pin in there. I can't push it all the way, but it would go all the way in here and line up with this hole. And that roll pin would go through this hole into that hole and keep this snug as a bug in a rug. Okay? And you would never have to take this off again. These are hardened steel and they're really tough. So once you put it on your implement, that's where it lives from here to eternity. Unless you want to take it off for some reason in the future, which is a little bit of a major ordeal, pushing that roll pin back out. Depending on how long it's been in there, if it's rusted up, whatever, there's lots of scenarios that can give you problems. Anyway, this is one method of adding a bushing to your implements in order to use a quick hitch. There's also longer, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's put this down. We'll pick that up in a minute. Another method is what I discovered I really like, and I have used these before. I've got like 8 or 10 of these things in use right now. And I just ground all the decal that was on here. It was hard to remove and it was gummy, all the glue on there. So I took my handy dandy die grinder brush and cleaned this rascal off. This is a category 1 to category 2 bushing. Slides on there like that. This is a category 3 to category 2. And it slides on here like this. Now this category 3 will come slap off this pin because there's not anything to stop it. But let's just, we're pretending, remember, we're pretending this is an implement pin. It would go right up against there. And of course your implement pins are normally not this long. They're usually about this long. So once you put your pin in there, while we're pretending, let's pretend this implement pin is about that long, because that's about how long they are. So once you get these two bushings on there, you have a Cat 3 to Cat 1 set up. And this is ready to go for your quick hitch. All you got to do is back up, lift up your 3-point lift up into the hooks. It locks in place and off you go to work. Now the good thing about this type of method, and you can pull that pin, pull that bushing, you're back to Cat 1. Isn't that amazing? Not really. But a lot of people don't know about these. I was kind of surprised to discover that not a lot of people know about these quick bushings here. That's what I call them, quick bushings, because you quickly put them on and quickly take them back off. Now, talking about these kind right here, they also make the same type that's this long from here to here. And that's what I just installed on my new rotary cutter, is this type here. It looks like this, only it's this long. And it has a hole in it. So if you have a longer pin that have a lot of space that needs taken up, that's no problem either. I have a Cat 1 to Cat 2 bushing under here. And then that takes up the space inside of here, and it leaves you the hole. It leaves you just enough space, because it's made this way. It leaves you just enough space to put your pin in here. I hope that makes sense. I don't have the thing to actually show you, but we're just pretending here. Although the actors are real, they're just not in the shop right now. So that's actually three different types of bushings that you can add to your quick hitch. If you borrow an implement, these come in real handy. If you borrow an implement and you need to take it back, and you have a quick hitch, and your neighbor or your friend's implement is a Cat 1 only, that just solves all your problems, because you just slide that bushing on there and then slide that bushing on there, and you were good to go till you get through doing your projects. And when you have to take it back home to its owner, to your friend or neighbor, pull the pin and pull the bushings just back just like it was. It takes about 5 seconds. Not even that long. Now, one more thing I want to add before I close this video out. I don't want it to go too long. A lot of people complain that their bottom hooks on their quick hitch will fit the bottom pins on their implement, but the top hook will not. Well, there is a fantastic solution for that. Let me scoot these back out of the way right quick. And the solution is this. I call this a tuning fork, because it looks sort of like a tuning fork, but It is not a tuning fork. This is a top link adapter for quick hitches. Most of them have an option here and here. Now this also works two ways. I have used this both in reverse, this end on the tractor and this skinny end on the implement, or the skinny end on the tractor on the top link and this end on the implement. It depends on what the implement is and what the connections look like and all that. There's lots of variables in there, but you're picking up what I'm putting it down, I hope. But this, my friends, will solve your top link or hook problem. If you cannot get the hook in your top link, you can put this on there and use your quick hitch. All you have to do is pull the hook off, put your pin in, and you're ready to go. I actually use one that's very similar to this. It's not near as heavy as this one. It's thick. This is a heavy duty rascal right here. This bar right here is almost 1 inch thick. It's just shy of 1 inch thick steel. But I use one of these on my flail mowers because my flail mower is a Cat 2. And the spacing on a Cat 2 width-wise is different than a Category 1 width. I don't have that chart handy with me right now, but there's a chart that shows you the measurements between a Cat 0, a Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3. The bigger the number, the wider they are and the taller they are. But this right here will solve all the problems because you have a lot of give here. You have lots of space to work with for your implement. This easily goes on your top link pin and bushing. The end bushing fits in between here, and your Category 1 pin fits in there like that. So this end is no problem to hook on the end of your top link. It doesn't matter whether you have a normal manual or mechanical top link, or if you have a hydraulic top link. I fully recommend hydraulic top links if you have rear remotes and can utilize that function, because it makes life way more simpler all the way around. I'm talking about every which kind of way better. But if you have a hydraulic top link, you can either choose which one of these you want. If you want your cylinder rod short for strength, you can shorten it up here. Or if you have a mechanical one and you need the extra length, you can put it there. But irregardless, this, my friends, will get you hooked up with your quick hitch. If the bottom hooks fit, this will take care of the top. Whether your hook fits or not, this will make it fit. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting, and hopefully someone discovered something new today. And that's all I have. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. I have lots of tractor videos and outdoor videos, maintaining equipment videos, all sorts of fun and various things. Anyway, thanks for visiting. Thanks for watching. Take care.